In my line of work, with my few years of experience within this line, I've seen a lot of committed employees who are struggling to perform in their place of work. And I've spoken to a couple of people and I told them their inability to perform, it's not their making. Sometimes the organization is structured in such a way that even as an employee, you are basically rendered helpless. You cannot perform. And for employees that want to grow their career, this is a major concern, because they're not just interested in drawing salaries. They want to build track records. But how do you build track records when there is no system in place to guarantee performance? Because as an employee, there is not so much you can do if the organization is not structured to guarantee performance. So let's look at some of the things that set employees for failure from the start, because some of these things are things that have already been there. It didn't start when you got there. Number one is lack of job description. When you are employed into an organization and you are not given any documents containing your job description, that is red flag number one. It shows that the organization itself does not really understand what is it exactly they want you to do for them, and that they do not value the services that you are coming to render, and that they do not understand the impact of your failure on the role, and that they are not concerned. That is a red flag. So if you are someone who is concerned, who wants to build a career, it is time for you to boot out of that organization. Number two is unclear expectations. You get a job, they give you an offer letter, and then in the offer letter, they tell you the responsibilities are attached to the letter, and then you go to the attached document, and then it's just one page. And in one page where they state your responsibilities. And in those responsibilities, the expectations are not quite clear. The words that are used are ambiguous and sometimes even jargons. If you have a document that claims to tell you your job description and that document is not specifying exactly what your expectations are, then you don't have a structure to perform and to be effective. Number three is undefined priorities. In one of our videos, I've mentioned that when you are setting out your responsibilities, that those responsibilities must communicate the priorities, and that those and because it is communicating the priorities, it needs to be arranged in the order of priorities. So responsibility number one is talking about the top priority, and then responsibility number two is talking about the next priority. So the priority need to be very, very clear. So if you are employed in an organization where the priorities for your job, your daily priorities, your weekly priorities, your monthly priorities are not stated, you don't have a structure that will guarantee your success and your effectiveness as an employee to begin with. Next is lack of KPIs, key performance indicators. Any document you are given, if you get a job and you are given a document and the document does not have a section where it contains your key performance indicators, you have to go back to the organization and say, please, I need my key performance indicators, because it is your key performance indicators that you can use to evaluate yourself. If you are working in an organization that is not very serious, but you are serious and you want to take your career very, very seriously, you need your KPIs, because the next job application you are going to write, or the next CV that you are going to submit, is supposed to contain the KPIs that you have achieved within 1 year, or within 2 years, or within 5 years of working with this particular organization. So if the organization doesn't have a clear cut out KPIs for you, you are definitely set out to fail. Then the last point I would like to mention is weak onboarding. You are employed and then they tell you, okay, you are going to undergo 1 month induction training, and 1 month induction training is now reduced to 3 days training. And then before you know, you are thrown into the job, confused, not knowing who to approach, where to start from, where to, you are just confused on the job. That also is a red flag. For every entrepreneur and for every business and for every enterprise, your onboarding is the most critical. Is the most critical component of bringing you into the organization, because it is during the onboarding process that they try to initiate you into the life and spirit of the organization. So if you are entering into an organization and the organization is treating your onboarding with some level of unseriousness, then you should know that that organization is not a place you should be for a very long time, especially if you are concerned about growing your career. On a final thought, as an employee, you should know that every job opportunity you have is an opportunity to grow your career, and that your performance, your effectiveness is not just for the good of the business, and it's not just what you are paid for, but it is something you need for your next step, for your next opportunity. So every job you are in now, you always want to make sure that your performance is measurable, that your performance can be measured. If you are on a role where your performance, your result cannot be ascertained, your result cannot be quantified, when put in the context of career prospects, you are basically wasting your time. Because for you to be able to move from where you are to your next level, you need to be able to show result, and quantifiable and measurable result. So these things we say here are not just for employers of labor. As an employee, you also have to be concerned that any job you are getting is a job that has a way of measuring your progress and measuring your performance and quantifying your result as an employee, because you need it for your future. Thank you very much for watching this video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.